What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. And today we're going to be looking at, I know this is a little late, but I'm going to be going over my KC Cup Max Karakuri deck list, which is, it's somewhat the same, but there's some different things in here that aren't like everybody else's deck list, so don't click off just yet. But this will, I mean, if this can get the KC Max and grind the next stage, then this deck should be able to go to, you know, Legend or even beyond easily because of the ways that I can deal with things. So let's get into it. I'm running two of the Kunzaman, Kunzsen. I don't know how to say it. Sorry, this guy. This guy. I'm running two of him. It's good enough. It's a good enough ratio. You'll be able to see him more than not. 2 is good. 3 I think is too much because you just don't need to see 3. You just don't. And then obviously 2 of the Ninshi. I'm assuming the one eye is silent, so I'm gonna say Ninshi. This card is really good. Allows you to have another normal summon. There's a reason why it's only limited to 2. So what that 2 means, if you're not really familiar with Duel Links and you're just watching this video just because you like my content, the 2 means that you can only have 2 of this card in the deck. 2 means you can have 2 of this card, but you can have more than just that. But in this game, they kind of made their own meta and their own like ban list where you can only run 2 of that and that's it. So if there's another card that has a 2 next to it, you can't run it. You can only run 2 of that and that's it. So 2 of her, she's good, or it. It's not really a her because these are robots, but you know what I mean. And running 3 of this guy, he's very good. I honestly wish that if it was an effect that worked either on his normal or special summon, but it's fine. You'll be able to get his effect off. You can search anything in their any Karakuri card in your deck. He just searches it and gets it to your hand, so it's very good. So 3 of that, you want to have 3 that you want to see him consistently. You want to run 2 lands because you don't want any naughty back row. 1 Night Beam, nice surprise. Nobody really expects Night Beam, so that's why I'm running 1. And I'm also running 1 Cosmic Cyclone. You see the 3 there. So if there's anything that has a 3 next to it, that means you can only run 3 of it, and that's it. You can't run any other things that have 3 in it. So for example, if I had 3 Cosmic Cyclone, I would not be able to run anything that has a 3 next to it, other than Cosmic Cyclone. So I'm running 2 Karakuri Cash. It's good. It can search if you have her in your hand and you have this, you can still get him, and then it allows you to get yourself going. If you have this and this, at least you can add her for the next turn. You can still get this from him and you can make your plays. As long as you have this guy and him, you can make a play. But if you have these 2, then you're kind of stuck. So that's why this card's kind of good to allow you to get unstuck, because the only way you can get him onto the field, because he's a 5-star monster, the only way you can get him onto a field really is to make him a tuner, and she's already a tuner. So for anyone who's not familiar with this, you can't have 2 tuners on the field. They don't do anything. You can't go into any synchro monsters, so you need a tuner and a non-tuner monster. So if you have 2 tuners on the field, they're just sitting there, they're looking pretty. So moving on, 1 Gamma Oil, I think it's good. 1 is more than enough, and also it really helps out. You can use it in either 2 ways. You can either bring something back and continue your plays, your combo plays, or you can put it, if say this guy goes to the graveyard, which happens a lot. So you can use this to bring him back, and he can swap some positions around and he'll get more attack points. And that's one of the things you can do to get over a lot of things, because his attack can go up really high. I've gotten it up over 4,000 before because of this one card. So it's kind of hard for people to get over this monster here. So run 1 of that, run 1 of the enemy. It's just okay. It helps you get out of a sticky situation sometimes. You can easily get the 2 counters with this deck, this build. So you can draw 2 cards and maybe get yourself out of a situation. Maybe you can draw into this guy, or you can draw into your back row. Speaking of back row, you got 2 Phoenix Chain here. 2 Phoenix Chain is good. I know a lot of people are running 3. This is where the build is going to differ a little bit compared to other people. Phoenix Chain is good, but when you're climbing, there's still some blue eyes, and blue eyes or Phoenix Chain does nothing against the regular Blue Eyes White Dragon since it's a normal monster, and this can only affect monsters. That's one of the only things, one of the only reasons why I'm running 2. And I'm gonna run 2 Floodgate Trap Hole. This is where this is different because no one's really running this card in this deck. So running 2 is phenomenal. It wins games, guys. It literally wins games on its own. You could have the worst hand in the world, but if you have 2 of this in your hand, like, what are they gonna do? Like, for example, one of my recent duels, I was fighting against Shiranui, and they did their usual thing where they were trying to bring back, and I floodgated both of their cards. What are they gonna do? Pass turn. Now they have 2. This is why Floodgate is so good in Duel Links. In the regular TCG, I don't think it was ever really that good. In the Duel Links, it's good because you only have 3 spots, and if you floodgate 2 of their cards, they only have 1 spot. So it's acting as multiple things where they can't even activate. You can't flip the monster face up. They can't do anything with the monster. They can only tribute it or a fusion. I think they can also do a fusion summon with it because it's on the field. But there's not much to get out from a floodgate. So flip whatever you can face down. Their play is over. That's why floodgate is so good, and I'm assuming it's probably gonna get hit soon because it's just too good. It's honestly way too good. I'm assuming this is gonna get semi-limited to 2, so there'll be a 2 circle next to it, which will make it so you have to be more resourceful with your builds. But for now, this is good. It's also going to differentiate between a lot of builds. I'm running 2 Karakuri Cash In. I think this card is insanely good. This card is mind-blowingly good. If you have nothing, if you draw like a terrible hand, you draw this and you don't draw anything else, but you have this still gets you out of a lot of situations where because you can activate both of the effects in the same turn. Example, Shiranui again. They summon their Shiranui Squire. You flip this face up, this trap. You target their Squire. Now it can't activate. All up, you can still activate the bottom effect where you can switch their position and save your monster. So that's another thing you can do, guys. I think that this is pretty good already. I think this deck is pretty. And then the one Karma Cut just to get rid of anything that might be annoying to you, anything that may survive all of your onslaught and stuff like that. So 1 Karma Cut is good. Extra deck, 1 Stardust Dragon. You're probably never gonna go into it, but it's just there because it's Stardust Dragon. It's good. He's good. So it'll be there if you ever need it. But I've never ever gone into him ever. The main guy, Shogun here. This is your main monster. Yes, there might be some stronger ones, but this is your main guy. This gets your plays going. You can summon her onto the field. You can flip her to defense mode. You can activate this effect. And there's a lot of other things, including one card we're going to be going into next. Star Eater. This is your finishing blow. This is like a wrestling move finisher. You're only summoning Star Eater to end the duel. If you know you can end the duel, you're summoning Star Eater because he can literally. He just says no to anything. He does not care about any of your card effects while on the turn he's summoned, and when he attacks, he can't be affected by anything. Star Eater actually did make a big splash during the TCG when he came out, and in fact, he was for months. He was one of those really strong synchro monsters. So him being in Duel Links this early in the not early, I guess that's not really early, but him being in Duel Links is really strong. He basically is the finishing blow. He's the coup de grace, however you want to say it. However, when you want to pronounce it, he's your main guy. He's the guy you're going to be able to get over anything. This guy is your finishing blow. You only summon him if you want to win. One piece, yes, he has a lot of attack, but he doesn't really do anything. He's your combo piece. You're summoning him, but you're really not doing anything with him other than he's just extending your hand. You'll have this, you'll have her, you'll have him, and you flip her into defense mode or vice versa, and you'll draw a card. You'll extend your hand. This is why Karakuri is so strong, because they can draw into their back row very easily. They can set up their back row very easily. They can get themselves set up for the next turn very quickly. And one of the best things about this card is the interaction with this trap card and this guy. So on your opponent's turn, if they try to attack, you can activate this, and when that flips, when you flip one of your monsters, this card activates, so you're drawing a card on your opponent's turn. It doesn't say only on your turn. You can draw a card during your opponent's turn for example. Next, Samurai Destroyer. He's just a really strong monster that can basically, has the effect of like an Ancient Gear Golem, but better, because he just normalizes everything when he attacks. Replace himself. Very similar to, I forgot what his name was. There's a monster, there's a warrior that if he's destroyed by battle, he comes back. So this is kind of the same thing. If he comes back, and he can keep coming back every time as long as he was destroyed by card effect, of course, not by battle. And finally, this is just another combo piece. Although some people may not, I don't think some people even know about this guy's effect, or that he can attack while in defense position, because there's been times where I just win games because people don't read cards. So you can win with this guy. I've won games with this guy just summoning him, and even though he's an extender and a combo piece because he's adding things back to your hand, but he's won games for me just because people don't understand what he's doing. I mean, Super Heavy Samurai is a very free to play deck. It really surprises me that not a lot of people know about this guy's effect, but they're okay. I mean, just let me attack over. I'll do it. I'll do it. So that's about it, guys. There's a lot of good combos with this deck. Really, the first turn you wanna open up with this guy and this, or any of these things, as long as you're not running two of these, as long as you don't have these two in your hand, because that can't really do anything. So you really want to open with this guy and this guy, or her and him and this and stuff like that, so you can get yourself going, because your opening turn will most likely end up with him and her for the most part. Or if you have a very good hand, you can run this guy and him and her. That's your opening turn pretty much. And if it's the first turn, you want to have her in attack position, because if they try to attack, because there's another thing, guys, they don't read the card. When they keep trying to attack over her when she's in attack position, so she switches and they take damage because she has a 19 body, which is a lot of defense for Duel Links. People don't understand. They're attacking into it's a 0 attack monster. Why do they have an attack position? I wonder why they have an attack position. Why would they have a 0 attack monster in attack position? Wow, it's crazy. Maybe I should read the card. Nah, reading's for wussies. Let me just attack into it and take some damage. So that's how that goes, guys. So that's about it, guys. Hope this helped you out. I know there was someone in the comment section that wanted to see this deck list. Oh, and finally, a restart is 100% necessary. That restart is, don't even do anything else. Don't even do any other abilities. Restart is mandatory. I have had so many dead draw hands at the first turn. It's unbelievable. This deck has a major flaw where you brick more than you don't brick on the first turn. So restart is 100% mandatory. It's not even a question. You can't even say it for debate anymore. The level augmentation thing is not worth it. Just use restart, and it's very easily accessible. That's about it, guys. If you have any questions about this deck list, make sure to leave them in the comment section down below. If you watched all but 10 of this video, make sure to type in #KC. #KC will be the last keyword for the ending of this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the very next video, whatever it may be. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.